Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm, of course, your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be breaking into and talking about the ST1, the Tier 9 Tech Tree Heavy Tank. Now, this is a fantastic vehicle in certain regards. It's got great armor, and with that 8 degrees of gun depression, gives it some fantastic hull-down capabilities. Its gun is almost the same as the Tier 10 being the IS-4, meaning that you can butter through any armor that you're up against. The biggest issue with the ST1 currently is not the tank itself, it's the 50 TP prototype. This tank almost outclasses the ST1 in every single area. It's faster, going at 48 kilometers per hour with a much better power to weight ratio. The tank has incredible hull down capabilities when you look at its 8 degrees of gun depression, the same as the ST1, and as well fantastic turret armor, which we'll be showing you in just a moment. The gun has exactly the same dispersion, but 1 second better aiming time. Its penetration is pretty good on the standard, pretty solid on the premium, and its alpha damage is actually more at 440 a shot. So basically it's faster, it's got very good hull down capabilities, and the gun is kind of better on a lot of areas apart from that heat penetration. And what that means is a vehicle like the ST1 feels outdated when you compare it to the 50 TP prototype. Now, if we do look at the 50 TP's armor, you'll notice it does have a massive weak spot on the upper plate, only about 180 thick. Even if you're fully hull down, it is a super weak spot. As well, you've got the edges over here. The lower plate is very easy to hit at only about 118 millimeters, and the sides are pretty easy to over-angle there as well, only being about 200 millimeters thick. As I said, the main selling point of the 50 TP when you're using armor is hull down. I mean, even with heat shells, it's pretty impressive. Even with calibrated, I mean, that turret is impressively strong for what it's worth as a Tier 9 heavy. When we compare that to the ST1 on flat ground has pretty impressive armor as well. It does have a hatch here, but it's not as big as a weak spot, nearly as big. You bounce a lot of shells on this upper plate, being 260 base. And even if we put on Cali, you can see it's still completely red. Now the turret, oh boy, is this turret incredibly strong. Even with premium shells, I mean, it's red, and that's just how strong the turret is. Fully hull down, the tank is basically impenetrable because you're going to auto-ricochet any shells. And let's say we put up against a vehicle that has very good heat, like the, the MIL-2. Well, even the MIL-2, I mean, the upper plate's 430. The turret range is upwards of 470. It's a very, very strong vehicle. Definitely stronger than the 50 TP. Even the side armor, I mean, you can see we have to over-angle it to here before you can actually start petting the sides. And we compare that to the 50 TP really quick, and you're going to see just how much weaker the sides. I mean, just look at that difference. You have to go all the way to here to actually start bouncing shells. So there are a lot of upsides to the ST1, and that is why I'm not going to say that this vehicle is outclassed, but it's definitely beaten in a lot of areas, which in my personal opinion makes the 50 TP just a flat out better vehicle. But we're going to see how the ST1 can perform. Is it going to be able to hold its ground still? Well, let me know what you guys think of the comments down below. Now, on this map, the gun depression and armor is actually going to be two fantastic selling points. I can work hull down and get a lot of bounces myself. Unfortunately, my heavies are now doing the common thing, which is going, for some reason, town on mines. Now, mines is one of those maps that you never, ever want to push town on. This is just not even advice. It's just kind of common knowledge, in my opinion. I mean, you should normally, and as you can see, the enemy team's doing it as well. But for at least my common knowledge, you usually want to push on the ridge because you're able to work hull down situations. You're able to actually, control a lot of the battlefield. But what's weird is that neither the enemy team nor my team is really doing much to really hold this line here. Now, the WZ-113 has some very strong things going for it, and surprisingly, although that wasn't the 113 that just shot me, I realized that was a much, much higher alpha damage. That was 500, which means that was the T-30 shooting a premium shell at me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start turning my vehicle to the side. Now that 113, boom, nice shot right into his vehicle, and we're just going to skedaddle our tank on back here. So, I mean, we're doing okay. Our team is bleeding massively, though. I'm holding off a full health, basically, Tier 10 heavy, and in this time, my team is bleeding massively. There you go, another shot into the WZ-113. Now, obviously, this guy is not the best of players. I mean, we can clearly see that now. I'm going to try and angle my tank. Did not get a bounce, but let's get a shot back into his vehicle, hurting his ammo, or not his ammo, but his driver, which is not going going to help him all too much. And again, we're just going to kind of chillax here. I mean, I've got a much better chance of beating him, so we're just going to kind of chill here. Maybe we can get a shell into his turret cheek. There you go. Beautiful tap for 450. And again, we're going to start backing up. Now, my teammate was able to finish him off, which is great news. I mean, I did not expect my teammate to do that, but we actually did. You know what? I may have just realized they may have a Sheridan camping back there. Not sure. Could be a fluke, but that was a 560 bounce we got. And when we look at the alpha of the Sheridan, it's about 560. Kind of interesting. Yep, it was. It was a Sheridan camping in the back of the map. There's a nice tap into the Sheridan for 430. And we're just going to reload once again. 5 more seconds, and we will have another shell ready to bang into the enemy if they want to at least receive my shell. Is that Sheridan going to poke that? I doubt it. I really highly doubt that. But we're doing okay. I mean, that ST1, or not the ST, but the T30 is not too happy with me. We're going to try and get another shell into that guy, which I don't know if we actually did. It did not give me a little badge that normally it does, but for the most part, we're going to start turning around here and seeing if we can deal with a vehicle like the Emil. Now, the Emil has some great things. It has very solid turret armor, but not solid enough to, well, I guess it is solid enough. Wow, but that was just a fluke, I guess. I mean, you saw how much pen we have. I mean, you can see easily there that we kind of butter through his turret. So we're going to try this again, but this time we're actually going to end up penning our shot. And that was a very easy pen because we do have such a ridiculous amount of penetration on the tank. There goes the T30 missing me, and oh no, he's going to get me. Oh wait, he didn't. Oof, that was a bad shot from me though. I'm going to be honest, I should have aimed that one a little bit better if I should have. This guy's just shooting heat at my side, and as we saw before, it's a very hard penetration to get through the sides of this tank. There's a nice tap there, but oh boy, that is a tortoise. It's thankfully not aiming at me, but we all know how strong tortoises can be if they're able to work that DPM on you. I'm just going to poke this. We're going to try and finish off the Emil. Oh, sadly, a bit of a low roll there. I mean, it might not have been a low roll. I think the, what is the damage? Like 380, 340 on the heat, so it's nothing ridiculously high. But, yeah, definitely I think we did get a teeny bit of a low roll there. Nice shot onto that Sheridan. Our team is taking an incredible amount of time to deal with one Object 260, a vehicle that has very little armor when you think about it. That is a T30, though, a very strong tank. We're going to back up, trying not to get hit by that Sheridan. We got the 183 off to the side, but I'm just going to skadoosh my booty on back here. 4 more seconds left until we have a shell ourselves, and let's aim in an HE onto the Sheridan. Boom! Nice shell for 448. Wasn't really that high roll I wanted it to be, but can't really complain. We're already at 5,000 damage this battle. Hopefully this 183 is going to end up finishing that guy off, and what we're going to do here is a bit of a sneaky move. I'm going to try and ram the Emil too, and while we do that, we can finish off the enemy T30 as well. So there you go. Nice ram into you. Let's put on our adrenaline, and yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thought that E100 might get the shell out, but he didn't. So there you go. That was the first game in the ST1. I mean, that was a fantastic battle to showcase just how strong the vehicle can be. Now, I made a couple mistakes here and there, but 5,707 damage, can't really complain about that, can I? I probably sounded like Santa there, but yeah, we were easily able to completely carry that game because we held the hill. And this is why, if any of you like pushing to where my team did off to the side, please do not. We were able, well, at least I was able to single-handedly deal with the enemy WZ-113, taking 1,650 hit points off, then take 1,700 off the Sheridan, 1,100 off the Emil 2, and take 1,100 off the T30. I mean, being able to hold the main hill, you have many different advantages. First of all, because I was able to get up where that WZ-113 went, I was able to overlook vehicles like the Tortoise, the Sheridan, the T30, and as well the Emil 2. And because of that, the T30 and Emil 2 got pretty scared, and they started going for me because they knew I was a threat. And when they did that, that was less pushing on my team, which was pushing around to the side, which meant now our team was able to push even further. It took them a long time, though, I'm not going to lie. An Object 260 and a Tortoise were able to hold off like 5 tanks. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, that was a very good game to showcase just how the ST1 is still incredibly strong. And now, since we're in a Tier 8 game, this should just be a little bit more enjoyable. Now, you did notice there that the mobility really doesn't feel all too mobile. I mean, we're going to drive up to that little mid spot. I'm actually even going to ping it right about there. That is where I would suggest for my team to go. I'll ping it one more time. I normally don't even really say which way to go anymore. I just kind of ping the spot on the map because it's pretty easy to see where that is. I thought that was a Conqueror for a second. I was like, no. But you can see the mobility on this tank. I mean, it goes 40, but really, It doesn't. We're going 24, 26. It takes a very, very long time, and we're still only going 30. I mean, it's so slow on acceleration. I don't even know why, but it's just bad. It never reaches 40. It's kind of like the IS-7 where you got the top speed listed, but normally it's almost impossible to reach it. So we're just going about 30, which isn't fast, but it's okay. I'll take it, right? I'll give what I can get. So what do we have in the enemy team? We got an E75 TS. There's a lightweight right in front of me, and boom, nice shot going straight into his vehicle. But we are going to back up. Now, hold down, and I know the E50 actually has really bad premium pens, so what's good about that is basically I'm impervious to that guy right now. I can just kind of chill here, and yep, there goes his premium shell bouncing. And I know the lightweight, obviously, since it carries a tier 8 gun, is also going to struggle a lot to pen me. So right now, I'm just kind of chilling here. There's a nice shot into you, and, well, I guess the Emil 1951 got a shell into me, but, yeah, it's really not doing all too much. We got 3 seconds left here on my reload. 3, 2, 1, and a bang. Thank you very much. You are dead. So that's already a tier 8 taken out. Now, clearly, that guy was kind of sped. I mean, he did not do a good job for what was expected, should I say. But let's aim it on this Emil. Maybe we can get a nice tap. Oh, okay, maybe not. I kind of expected that one to hit, but yeah, I guess not. That kind of sucks, right? Our team is somehow managing to bleed very quickly. And wow, I'm actually surprised that guy managed to pen me with that. I did not think that was going to cut through my armor. Now, we got the Waffenträger off to the side. He's dealing with some opponents, and I'm going to push up to the rear. Maybe we can get a shell into the rear of the Emil 1951. That's the plan here. There's one shot in, and there's a nice bounce. As we do know, very, very good armor. But that traverse speed, there it is, really, really just being so slow. I mean, you can see just how unimpressive that traverse speed is. Thankfully, since that guy is kind of running away in a weird manner, we should be able to get a nice HE shell right into the rear of his tank. Aiming, 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 and fire! There you go, 519 damage. And the good news is we've just basically secured this flank. I mean, the enemy team is now not able to hold this at all. And now we can just push over here. I mean, there's an E50 who did get a shot into my Waffenträger, but nothing ridiculous. I mean, we should still be able to push through here. But, man, my team is really bleeding very, very quickly. I have to be worried. I still have to be very, very worried in this game that my team could end up blowing a little bit too more. Oh, God, that's the 75 TS. I didn't even think that guy could shoot me. I'm going to be honest. I really didn't. So what do we have? Well, we got the Emil poking, and there's a nice shot straight into the Emil. That is going to at least hinder him from pushing me. And in a couple more seconds, we're going to have another shell ready to lock and load here. Is that Ho-Ri waiting? Yes, he is. And wow, very nice shot from that Ho-Ri straight into my, what? Wow, that's a shot I have not seen before. I did not expect that one to be able to do much to me, but it did. Very surprised that it went through me. You guys saw that as well. That was a pretty incredible shot, should I say so. Now we have the 75 TS off to the side, and let's get a nice tap into him and back on up. We did about 370 damage, but thankfully, because we've got pretty good armor, again, just getting some pretty solid bounces here. I'm very worried about that Emil. That's the guy that's really, really scaring me. Let's just get another shot into you, and, well, the Emil's actually shooting, which means I don't need to worry about that. That guy's taken out, and all that's left is the Ho-Ri. And if I'm going to play this smart, I'm just going to go to this side, and, well, now the Ho-Ri really can't do much to me, can he? So this is just a good game. I mean, again, we've been able to showcase just what the ST1 is so capable at doing. Its armor is more than enough to use, and literally, oh, wow, that was sad. I didn't even care if I died. I just wanted to kind of pen that shot. I mean, the Waffle's going to finish him off, but, man, that was sad. I really thought that was going to hit. But either way, the armor, as you saw in this game, was more than capable of holding off hordes of enemy tanks. I mean, we dealt with the Emil. We dealt with, what do we deal with? So we dealt completely with the lightweight, 3 shells killing him. Dealt with the E50. He couldn't really do much to me. Dealt with the Emil 1951. This guy, he actually did pen me a very weird shot. And as well, we managed to deal with the 75 TS. I mean, these two games here, we averaged about 5,000 damage. And, I mean, there's not much to say. It's just the ST1 is still a fantastic tank. While I do think the 50 TP prototype does outclass it in a lot of areas, just being able to hold like a true born heavy makes the ST1 an incredibly, very, very strong vehicle. That was not English, but you know what I mean. Hopefully, all of you enjoyed today's video. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see a specific tank played in the future, because obviously I post 2 videos a day. That's a lot of videos. So, yeah, if you have any suggestions, let me know, because this was just one of my friends suggested me to make this video, so I was like, you know what? I'll talk about it. But, yeah, be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.